Hello, 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 and welcome to the Talking Drum on Viva Niger Radio. I am, as always, Rachel Onomusi, and it is a pleasure to be with you again today. I can't wait for us to dive into this topic. This is going to be the one that will put the cat amongst the pigeons, because I can just imagine men will be on one side, women will be on the other side, other people will be. We're going to end up in all sorts of shenanigans today, and I can't wait. Why do I say that, ladies and gentlemen? Because we're going to be talking about marriages. And you know, as they go, man, woman matter, you know, they ever they finish, we know they ever they reach one conclusion, we know they ever they judge the matter finish. When it wants to look like it's the man's fault, small time somebody will say, oh, but the lady too, what she did wasn't good, and blah, blah, blah. So we're going to end up, we're just going to be doing this until we come to at least until we come to the end of the show, because I know 2 hours is not enough for us to solve all the man-woman wahala in this world. What is the topic, you ask? Today's topic is about when a marriage fails. But in particular, we're not necessarily talking about the marriage of Mr. and Mrs. Joe Blogs, that, 50 people that knew them came for their wedding and that was the end of Solomon Grundy. We're talking about marriages in the limelight. We're talking about celebrity marriages. We're talking about marriages that people will ask other people, like we feel we're shareholders in the marriage. People will ask other people, how far? Did you hear so and so and so and so have broken up? Now, wow. And everybody has their own opinion on exactly what happened. This is much more significant in Nigerian marriages, I think, because when you think of celebrity marriages in the Western world, you think about all them Brad Pitt. All we said was, oh my gosh, they've broken up. And that was we didn't really know. Hey, Atoka, I said it, that is this jollof that this auntie refused to learn to cook. That is the problem. We don't really get to break down what it is the couples are doing right or what it is the couples are doing wrong, partly because they don't feed us, their personal life and stuff like that. So we don't even know what's going on in the marriages anyway. But also because in Nigeria, we seem to have some sort of stereotypical, this is the guy's role and this is the woman's role. So if the marriage breaks down because of this, then it must be that the guy wasn't doing certain things. Or if the marriage breaks down because of this, then it must be that the woman wasn't doing certain things. And we definitely take sides when it comes to celebrity weddings. So the question is the trials and tribulations of a public marriage when it goes south. We all know what happens when it goes well. We all know Ashwebi. We all know Bella Niger carries it. We all know all of that good stuff. But we're talking about what happens when it actually goes south. Who's to blame? What should they have done differently? Is it any of our business? Is it not? Should we know? Should they tell us? Should they not? And if they should not tell us, why were they busy telling us when they were busy? Oh, I love him. Oh, it's the apple of my eye. Yeah, ooh, kissy, kissy, huggy, huggy. So we need to talk about it, and today's the day that we are going to do it. Before I bring in the other members of the panel, I'm going to give you the phone numbers. So if you want to join us today on the Talking Drum, here are the numbers you need to dial. If you're calling us from the UK, please call in on 0330 998-1261. If you are calling us from America, that number is 712-770-4032. For our friends in Nigeria, please dial 01-440-5024. That's just the landline number, folks. 01-440-5024. In all three instances, you are going to need the access code. That number is 264812. I'm going to give you that one more again. 264812. Follow that by the hash key and you are straight in the studio. Now, with that being said, let me bring you the other people who are in the studio. At the moment, it seems to be a coven, right? All the witches are in the house. We don't have any men. We will see. We hope that we're going to be joined by a couple men. Although today, you know what? I think a lot of the wives are going to get a bit of a bashing if I can judge the tone of this show very well. But, the members of the bad gang have always surprised me, so I never know. Somebody might be on the opposite side from what I think they will actually be on. Let me start with Nkiru. How now?
Hello, honey. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm very well. How are you doing?
Interesting topic we picked today.
Do you know what? I will, you know, we had to move one or two things like I beg, we'll go judge that one
now.
next week.
Yes,
This is the hot one. This is the one that's raining. So let me bring in
Yes.
the HR director of hiring and firing of the Bad Gang. Hi, Rachel. How you doing?
Hi, I'm fine. Still at
Oh,
work today,
Hey,
so
honey.
it's going to be much nicer than you expect.
There you go. Please,
okay.
no, we don't like the night fool.
We don't want nights. Bring Stella. Bring
We
Stella.
don't
Bring
want night
Stella.
fool. Please
Bring
yourself.
Stella. But you tell them that you were undergoing PMS or something that you didn't
I'm
mean it.
telling you.
That's
Yes.
what you just say to them. That hey, yeah. So I was a bit harsh. Yeah, it was PMS. And then finally we have the Queen Bee of the Bad Gang. Hey, Bimbo, are you there?
Hello, yes, I am
Hey,
here.
Ben.
Hi, Kuru. Hi, Rachel. Bring back Stella.
Hi, Bingo.
Hi, Leonardo.
Bring back Stella. Okay, let's make a deal. If you bring Carmen, I'll bring Stella.
Good.
Please,
Bring
yes.
Bring it on.
The Bad
You don't
Gang.
get planning.
The Bad Gang is complete.
Oh, gosh. So, let's delve into this.
Today's topic. I can't even, I don't even want to know. So let's start with, you know what? Let's take this lady first. I think we should take Amara first. No, I'm going to take the Olori first. Let me take the Olori first. The reason why I want to take the Olori first is because we're going to completely deal with the Olori's issue like it is an alleged issue. Because, of course, the Oni has come out yesterday and has completely denied all allegations that he has cast his wife aside. He has completely... Yeah, he has completely said he doesn't even... No, sorry, still talk. That's what I said on the blog. That he said... Oh, he wasn't mad at Oba Akiolu. A week later, Akiolu's house burns from top to ground. Born in boxer shorts, join. But so, the last time the Oni said, no, it's not like that. Nah, there's no problem. One person's house burns to the ground. I'm not, there's no smoke without fire. There is definitely fire on the mountain. But for the sake of arguments, let's just go with him on this one and say, nothing happened. They're still together. However, I'm going to say what I heard about this marriage of 18. So apparently, the disgruntledness of the Olu, or the problem that he's facing right now, or the reason why he allegedly put his wife aside, is to do with, apparently she's shady, she lies, there's things that are not quite adding up quite as they should. He's finding out some stuff about her, which quite frankly I could have told him that see, this your madam, now so she be, she know, this now full on runs girl kind of thing. But the main gist that seems to be killing people right now, or killing the Oni right now, that seems to be at the bottom of all of this, is fertility issues. It's been said that she was pregnant, she wasn't pregnant, she is pregnant. Then they said, in fact, she was pregnant. So at first they said, completely unprintable things. We can't exactly say exactly what it is. It's unpublishable. This, because at the end of the day, this is still a monarch or whatever. But some blogs that don't send anybody, they have cuckoo gone ahead and they have printed it. And they said, Oni of Ife dumps wife, Queen Wuraola Ogunwusi. So it says, it's official, Benin socialites, Sonia Itoha. You see how world people, the respect they're putting in your name is only because of your position in life. Let there be small scandal in your life. They removed Olori from her name. They call her Sonia, Haron's name. They didn't even call her Wura. It's too bad. So they said it's official. Benin socialite Sonia Itoha has been dumped by the most powerful king in Africa. The socialite who dumped her husband for Oba Adeyeye, we're going to come to that, Oba Adeyeye Ogunwusi last year, has been sent packing from the palace. According to a reliable palace source who called NigerGists.com earlier today, the marriage became devoid of love and affection when Sonia's... they're just calling Sonia like one girl that they used to send to markets. You don't even understand. When Sonia's best-kept secrets was exposed to the king after some spiritual consultation. Recall how Sonia had been faking her baby bump in the past 9 months, and how palace insiders exposed the secrets exclusively to NigerGists.com. If you missed the earlier reports, search on NigerGist and get updated. As we speak, Madame Sonia, these people are rude. Madame Sonia, who has been the one taking charge at the palace, has been sent packing for so many wild things that we can't publish in this report due to a special request from palace insiders. Full stop. Then they said, note, Sonia Etohan's exposed secret is centered around, they said they can't publish it too. They now come and came back and published it. It's centered around her infertility problems, fake baby bump scandal, disrespect to her in-laws, and many other issues. So it is very messy. I understand that there is another news source that is carrying the rumors that she has gone to Obasanjo on her knees to beg him to help her beg her husband to either just marry her, but help her settle the fight. But if the fight is completely irreconcilable, then at the very least not put her out of the palace. As you know, there are many wives who live within the palace who, the king has not climbed them for many years, blah, 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 blah. In short, it is part of the Yoruba tradition that a woman who has been bedded, the wife of the king, cannot go out to now another man, a mere mortal, a mere man will now climb on top of her, which is why when the king dies, the new king automatically inherits all his previous wives and they must live within the palace. It is not fair to put a woman out when you know no other man will touch her, because the men too, they're scared. They're like, what if something happens to them? That it's a big what is a war? A forbidden thing, basically.
Like an abomination.
Yes, it's like an abomination, basically, for them to know that this person was an olori. You now climbed on top of her. If you wake up tomorrow and you start barking like a dog, just collect it like that. So, this is the news. This is the story. Oni has come out after the fact and is denying it. I don't think this kind of thing would ever have come out. The Oni has a lot of respect in Yoruba culture. Nobody would carry salacious rumors about the king if there was no proof or no backing to it. Fair enough, it may well be, I don't know, maybe these blog people are not Yoruba, maybe they don't send any of all that culture or tradition or whatever the case may be. The Oni is going around denying it. We will wait and see. But
I'm back. Sorry.
on the surface of it, what do you guys make of this news? So let me start with Bimbo. Bimbo, what's your take on this issue?
Hi. Okay. So first off, I get it. They were calling her Sonia, even though it hasn't been proved yet that she's been kicked out. So technically, she's still the olori, and she could still be the olori. So
yes.
If that happens to be the case, payback is going to be a bitch. But moving on, why is it that it's all the woman's fault? Like he didn't know that she was Ron's girl when he met her, when he married her. Now, it's because she can do with one leg up, swinging from the chandeliers and screaming like a banshee that he married her. She had the experience that he wanted. He worked for it. Now, she didn't get pregnant, which his first wife didn't get pregnant, by the way, so that's a different matter altogether. Frankly, I think his bullets need to be checked. So I see it as look, the woman was a bit kind of like, oh, yeah, okay, a bit over the top. But I don't think that all the things they say she did. I think it's people that never liked her in the first place.
That are saying all this
people
stuff.
That never liked her within the palace, that she wasn't all, whatever. They are the ones that, probably made things a bit worse. So half of the stuff that has been said about her is probably lies.
Okay.
The other half, you take the other half, you split it into two. Half of that is exaggerated, and then the other first half is maybe what she really did.
So you think she's probably 25% fully wrong, and then the rest of it is either exaggeration or just out and out lies from bad belly people.
Out and out lies. Yeah.
Okay.
So what I'm interested to know is, Has this Oni ever had any kids before?
Yes. He has a daughter who lives here in the UK. She's in uni. Or in fact, I think she's graduated. Yes, he does.
Okay. So basically, between then and now, something has happened to his counts. I mean, his sperm counts. His swimmers have even gotten slower, which happens with men. Age comes, they start eating all the rich foods and everything. The swimmers get sluggish. They have too much Guinness. They can't move. They're drunk. They go around the wrong way. That's what happens. So frankly, I think it's twofold. I think yes, she was a bit kind of like, I'm the queen. I'm blah blah blah. I can do whatever I want. Talk to people anyhow. So people are already waiting for her. I don't.
And that right there is yes. There are pictures of her looking big, looking chubby. She was holding her belly. She was
Was she pregnancy chubby or did she just have a bump?
Both. Her face was full. She looked like complete. In fact, I wish I had seen the picture. I would have shared it in the group before we came online. Yes, there is definitely some sort of reason to believe that the queen was. There was no secrets, if you like.
Things that happen like that. There are illnesses that happen like that people actually think they're pregnant.
Yeah, they blow up.
And they really go and check. They blow up. Their stomach swells up. So it could, it could be for real that there was possibly, she probably did believe she was pregnant. Maybe then it ends up not being true. But do they know why? Is it because she was ill? These things happen. Personally, I have no interest in the chick. I don't really care about her. Frankly, I think if you're going to leave your husband to go marry another man, whatever you get, you get. You better have been in love with him. But I don't think that was it. I think she saw, he's a king. Yeah, I'm going to go for him. And she did. And the shit has hit the fan. Why should she be kept in there? Please, it doesn't happen like that anymore. She can go and climb Igbo man. She don't need to climb the Niger man. In fact, the man doesn't even need to climb on top of her. Let her climb on top of the man. The medicine won't work. They shouldn't keep her in the palace.
Okay. They're not forcing her to stay in the palace. She's begging to, allegedly, she's begging to stay in the palace. Allegedly, she's trying to talk to... Okay.
They shouldn't allow her. They should say no.
Okay, so if they're going to part ways, they might as well just go ahead and part ways. So let me go to Nkiru. Nkiru, what do you make of this whole thing?
Oh, God. I don't know. I feel for her in a way. But at the same time, she... I don't know. I can't explain it. The man is... Wait. I read the story, yeah? And I still didn't understand something.
Okay.
They said she ran to Obasanjo to beg for him to come and help them reconcile their marriage, right?
Yes.
But that was after they went on a trip or something, wasn't it?
Yes. Well, yes. They came back to Nigeria, or she came back alone. Yes. I don't know. Or she was the one who traveled alone. I don't know. But she was coming from somewhere, and she went to Obasanjo.
Does she really want the marriage, or is the status that she wants? I don't get it.
Did you? Were you ever in any doubt that she was in one kind of Mills and Bone love with this uncle?
When you sent the little note, the result, I read so far in the group, I looked at it and I was like, oh, boss is final.
Oh no! The king is no joke. I would marry I'm waiting to talk my own parts because I'm like I'm happy that this fight is Jesus that helped me fight this fight. So all this allegedly that they are talking is a lie. This woman must go because I'm going to be the next olori. But sorry, you were saying continue.
I'm going to Nigeria before you. I'm going to look for
enough to be next olori. Sorry.
I'm not what?
Yeah, you cannot see he likes Soyoyo. I said you are not liking enough.
He didn't marry the first one as Soyoyo.
Yeah, but was it king?
The thing is, at the end of the day,
was it king?
Sorry, you were saying
when he was a Talika, nobody cared about him. Sorry,
you were,
no, it's okay. I think she should leave. I don't see what she's there for. At the end of the day, they're making a ridicule of her. Even the palace? I hear the palace people, the palace staff, was sneering at her.
Yes.
Why is she making herself uncomfortable because she wants to be married? It doesn't make any sense. Who does that?
Okay.
Anyway, before they say I'm one of those people that like to tell women to leave their marriages,
which we're coming to later.
which were coming to her hair before they say I'm one of those ones, Bambasha. I'm not Bambashing, but obviously, like Bimbo said, I'm not forced whether she stays or she goes. At the end of the day, she knows she's a chop. That's benefiting her, why she's still staying. Why she's even going to a Obasanjo to even go and beg. No. She must really want to put her ass there and suffer whatever it is that she's going through. She doesn't care, obviously. But like Bimbo said, the man's sperm count could have died, but now, do you know what I mean? So, who's he blaming? They need to go and check themselves and stop apportioning blame around. You know?
Okay.
But I'm not one teller to leave, Sha.
I like it. Rachel,
yes,
is your Edo sister? Oh yeah. Come correct. Come correct.
I really don't get bad belly for the baby long time ago. I don't like him at all.
You know like her? I'm very surprised.
Waiting, please. Only of you disappoint me. You were going to marry a Benin babe. You didn't see any of our royal babes to marry. You go and carry this one. We don't go Italy, Spain.
Thank you.
What nonsense is that?
Beg. There's a reason.
My bias.
There's a reason Rachel and I have same name. You see how our blood used to work together. How our body, we used to give each other spiritual signal. I said it that if there's one person that has sense, it's Rachel. I said it before I even started this show. I said Rachel is a sensible person. It on her. This thing.
They need better of the soil, may marry.
This
because
thing.
Bring this. What are you talking about?
So let me.
I get that belly for the babe.
So no love lost. So let me start from the
no
beginning.
love lost. I just.
And let me say this: there is no honor amongst thieves. It is the long throat that is worrying Oni that is where we are today. So it's not like he too, he's off the hook. However,
he's not pure at all.
He's not pure. He were not just pure. But let me say this about the Onu of Ife. Even he, by a very, very long shot. I mean, how it is the so-called, and I'm doing my little air quotation marks right now, Ifa, how it is the kingmakers that picked his name. No. He is far from the line. He is far from the throne. But this is my point. If you hustle something, if you work something, if you now become the kingmaker, now you are the kingmaker, he has not disappointed me for one day. As he is carrying Yoruba matter to England, now so they carry and go America. As when he leaves America, he takes it to Ghana. This white, we had an Oni of Ife, Sijuade or whatever his name is, that sat in his palace in Ife for 60 years. Maybe person dead down, maybe person not dead down, maybe he has died since and they just stuffed him. There's one picture of Sijuade lying on one small cushion like this. That is the only picture we have of for 60 years. This young Oni has been dynamic. This young Oni has done a lot for the Yoruba. He went to Cuba. You know very well that we still have people in Cuba who serve Orisha, who serve Oya, and all this kind of things. Everywhere he goes, he talks about the Yoruba heritage. He is personable. He is charming. Jesus Christ, he is as fine as a new dawn.
Okay, I want to marry this man.
No, Mariam, if you see I'm married, collect. I would, as in you just married. No need, no look back.
Just give me job in palace.
I'm not sure say I feel born for him anymore, shall we not be born again. Shop don't close.
So for me, I feel the same way about the Olori. You see this auntie, she hustled her way. This is what happened. I read 100 divergent stories right when he was being coronated and right up until this latest scandal. He put her name in the ring because he was told by the kingmakers that Oba Oleshe Koma ni Arole. Arole is the son, is the first son. He must have an heir. So if you're married to this woman, you have to, because when his name was picked, when he was elected as the one to be the next monarch, his first wife was still by his side. I will go so far as to say this wasn't his decision to cast aside the first wife, although it's a bit harsh to cast her aside completely out of the party, as in she wasn't Olori for one day.
Maybe you marry second wife.
Thank you. So for him, he was told a king cannot be for him to not have an heir. So you will pick a queen, you will pick somebody, and he put some names in the hat. these are the girls I'm messing with at the moment. These are the people that, if we're going to pick an olori, better pick from these names that I'm giving you now. And it turned out that Ifa said the olori's name is Wura. And he named this lady Wuraola. So he had his eyes. She's an Edo girl. Where she want Wura? Where she see Wura?
So where's the real Wura? So the Wura they were supposed to pick was the girl
who knows
in the village somewhere that has the real name Wura. But he went to
I know people they bear Yoruba name, but they're supposed to carry the 100% Wura, not 25.
Not 25%. Thank you. Okay, so also let's talk about this Wura Sef. So this lady was born, I believe, her Edo parents named her Itoha. When she was going to marry a Lebanese guy, when she do her Italo runs, she picked up the name Sonia. When she married that one, she ran. She ran and came back to Nigeria. According to the Lebanese husband, terminated a pregnancy because by the time she left him pregnant. Terminated a pregnancy and ran away. By the time he was able to track her down and find her, she was already in cahoots with some governor from whether Middle Belt or North or something. Now, this governor happens to be Muslim. So what will my dear Itoha do? She collected Muslim name. That's how Itoha became Sonia. Sonia became Zainab. You see that her vagina na UNICEF, na UNESCO vagina, na she they unite the whole world, name by name.
There's no discrimination.
As in, she attempts all questions. You just have money. So she married a governor. Now this is what I heard. The governor then says, and I don't understand how a whole bunch of men will sit together and chat shit about you, right? That they will just say, this woman, she said, me if I marry Amona, so she do. Me if I marry Amona, so she do. She, all of a sudden, woke up one day, told her husband, there's something, Rachel, I think it's you. There's some noise in the background. She told her her husband that she was pregnant with twins. And instead of him to be overjoyed and over the moon, he was actually surly and wouldn't talk to her. So while she was like, oh my gosh, why is it? The guy now said, Shofegbo, you want yeah? Okay, ma, tell you, I am impotent. So you will still tell me where you got these twins from, oh? You will still tell me who give you this beleo. You will still tell me where you from see this beleo. And by the way, you saying your in-laws don't like you, your in-laws don't like you. It's because my sisters also know that I cannot have children. So as soon as this your belly, when they grow every day, it's like a slap in the face to them. They were still judging that matter when she heard that her guy on the side, aka Adeyeye Ogunwusi, has been elected the Ooni of Ife. So she slid straight into his inbox and she hollered at the nigger. A nigger came. Now, so this is my whole thing. You are not fit. You are not qualified. You are not certified in any way, shape, or form to wear the crown of the gatekeeper of the Yoruba land, the Yoruba people, and the Yoruba culture on your head. I am a liberal woman, I'm a progressive woman, but I still say a hoe is a hoe is a hoe. If you've hoed through 3 marriages, you are a hoe. So that being said, if by any chance you manage to score a home run, you defeat every single girl in Nigeria called Bimpe, Kemi, Moji, Funke, Ronke. Sit your ass down. Sit your ass down and act royal. Sit your ass down and act royal and behave yourself. Carry yourself like a queen. Carry yourself like, which she did not do. She was here in the UK, and I have it on reliable source that even then when she came, the staff in waiting and everybody in the whole palace didn't like her. She doesn't talk to anybody. She's not warm to anybody. They don't. And this is the thing, right? When you're in that precarious a position, you make allies. You make friends.
Well, it's not even just when you're in a precarious position like that. It's also the fact that she's meant to be a queen. She's meant to be a people person.
Yes.
For your people.
Diana has died how many years ago? We still don't sit at the table with Camilla. We're still like, honey, we don't know you.
Say that name again? What?
We don't know Camilla.
You. Wasn't there some poll about how the British, they hate her?
Yes.
This time of the year, they go into she's like persona non grata.
Yes. We do not send Camilla, and this is after how many years? We are still like, you toe-sucking, horse-faced. I mean, the Queen point blank said, you will never be Princess of Wales. You are not the Duchess of Kent. You can be any part of Princess of Clapham. That's your business. Princess, you can't be princess. You can't be a princess. You're a duchess. That's all you'll ever be. So even till today, yes, Rachel.
It is for this reason that, for all of my liberalness and let people marry who they want, there are some class of people that should marry within their class. Oni should have married within his class.
Absolutely.
Marry women who can function in this role. We know our Ipoha, they know.
We know her pedigree. We know now our Pekin. Now we born our thing.
You can't, a lot that doesn't change its sport.
No,
this is a very difficult role for her to fit into. She's not a princess. She's not a queen. And that thing is not an easy job.
No.
Forget that. Smiling and doing all that thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And she doesn't have what it takes. Even then, her face, I've seen one picture of her smiling. I swear to God, it looked like this girl was in pain. I was like, are you all right, Lovey? Just don't go back to...
I still need to understand. So
she tries to put it up with the whole population talk, but...
It's not. A vagina can be even made of what it's made of. The point is...
all these men that keep mourning her as wife and what's not. I can understand if they use her as side chick, but they are marrying her now. So what is it about her that seems pleasant enough that they want to keep in house forever?
There's some women who have that jazz. There's some, you'll be there single, unmarried, and you'll see somebody on their fifth husband, and not like my husband, though, not bus conductor, not anything. No, they marry up. They go from middle management to director, from director to CEO, from CEO to the CEO's father that founded 7 companies and owns half of the shares. They keep marrying up, and you're like, I'm sorry, am I the only one who sees a gold digger in this room? Am I the only one who is seeing, how is this happening that you all keep marrying? There's some women who have that head. That's just the head they brought to this life. That's just how they roll. They're nobody's girlfriend. They are nobody's side chick. They are 5 different people's wives, and that's just what it is. And each husband is a bigger house, a bigger estate, a bigger portfolio, bigger stocks and options, bigger whatever the case may be. So, it's up to her. I'm just saying, what's wrong with you? A hoe is as a hoe does. Why won't you just sit down? Why won't you just faraburuku bale and calm down and be queen? Because I don't know what the Oni has as a result of being king, but I don't think she will get a higher status than what she has now, unless she marries Jesus. So, I just don't understand why it is that she couldn't...
Is Oshiba looking for wife?
There's a picture that I was reading some comments.
Stop. Leave our Osinbanjo's wife alone.
Exactly, we like him and his
but that's
bonnet.
what I'm saying. No, I like Oshibanjo. I do. He's our Amara. He's our Obama.
He is our
Obama. That woman is like...
Yes, she's everything. She's everything. So, that's my take on it. My take is, so now in this where we say, it takes 2 to tango, it takes at the end of the day, he too, he had a role to play. He too, he saw what he was looking at. He too, he saw, he too, why did he not marry her? Why didn't he make her a side chick or whatever? Blah, 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 blah. What would you say, Rachel, in terms of if we were to pick a fault in this marriage, if we were to say, oh, this person no try, who would you direct that at? Considering Onisef, Nosi became born, so we can't exactly exonerate him. Considering he cast us out one woman and made another woman olori, so we can't exactly exonerate him. Considering he himself, I mean, till tomorrow, I have a lot of respect for what he has done for Yoruba culture, but his claim to that throne is tenuous at best. Everybody just cast a side eye, Komot's eye, because he's doing amazingly at the job. So even with all of this said, and then we put on the other hand, Sonia, Itoha, whatever you want to call her transgressions as they have been alleged, what do you think? How do you think this should have been played, considering this is a public marriage?
Oh, boy. I don't know how else it would have been played because it was bound to leak. I think their move of denying it is great, but we all know there's no smoke without fire. So one of two things is going to happen. Everything's going to be fine for a couple of months, and then it will blow up again, and the whole thing will go kaput. Or maybe a miracle will happen and it's an actual lie. In terms of who's to blame, it's very hard to. I think they both have fault. I'll put bigger blame on Onistable because he's the one that chose. He's the one that do mago and choose wuraola, so we should deal with whatever he gets.
Absolutely.
He knew her pedigree. Again, he knew her pedigree. And while for the average man, I will say it doesn't matter, make your choice. He is the Oni. He was becoming the father of an entire culture. He does not have the privilege or the
to get it wrong.
It's not about happiness for you. It's about what makes us happy.
Yes.
And he made a wrong choice.
Yes.
So I put the bigger blame on him.
And if you were saying that you got rid of the first wife because she couldn't give birth, which is what we have been led to believe. Now Sonia can't be like, if you born, Sonia senior me now. I mean, they look the Sonia one kind.
You know what really surprises me? This dude, the whole point of the position he has and him being able to choose is that you can then choose yourself a political wife. And a political wife isn't just there to look good when you're standing in front of the press, when you're talking to people, to refer to as, this is my crowning glory, you do well. She's also there to give birth to an heir. So basically,
you need you a 24-year-old. You need you a thing with all a uterus.
Exactly.
Is still Tieroba. Is still the new. Exactly. Is still the original whatever.
The uterus is still a Newcastle.
Which he didn't
do. So yeah, man, that's his fault.
So we've been joined by, at last we have a man in the house. Hi, Dolakbo. This is the Barry White of the Bat Gang. Good evening, good evening, good evening.
Hello,
how are you?
Hey, good evening, ladies. How are you all?
Good evening, Dolakbo.
Sorry, I'm late. Hey. Good evening, Bimbo. Is that Rachel also?
Yes.
How are you all ladies doing?
Rachel, you have to be specific,
Okay, I know I didn't hear anything from Nkiru. I guess she's not on here.
I'm here. Good evening.
My own person, Hannah.
You nearly entered trouble just now. Nearly entered trouble.
No, now. You're my own personal person, your own special way.
In fact, what is it?
Welcome, Dolapo. So we're going to take the women one by one. What we're trying to talk about today is we're talking about celebrity marriages. Who is at fault? Whose job is it to hold it together? Whose job is it? How do you deal with the trials and tribulations of marriage that we know is hard enough anyway? How do you now deal with that in the public eye? We know there's been a couple of breakdowns this week. One of them is factual, the other is alleged. The Oni of Ife has come out to deny any allegations that he's actually putting his wife aside and is no longer going to be married to her. So we'll wait to see how that unfolds. But even if we were to go by the story that is out at the moment, which is what we've been talking about, the consensus in the room is Itoha, Wuraola, whatever you want to call her, is no saint. We have no idea how he could have picked her. We have no idea what he was thinking. We have no idea how she passed the stage of side chick to become wife, what he saw in her, what she did to have gotten that position. But once she was in that position, she could have, at least tried to behave herself. We were just talking to Rachel, who was saying he actually blames the Oni because when you are in that position of influence, you no longer have, unfortunately, you lose the privilege of being happy or making a personal choice or whatever. You pick the people's princess. You pick the people's queen. You pick the person that the people are, olori-wuraola, in much the same way we warmed to the Oni straight away after all these years with Obasitra Day and what have you. So he thinks, I pushed her to the wall basically and said, listen, if you had to make a choice, who would you say really let us down, as it were, when it came to this marriage? Given everything that we've said about the Olori. So I'm curious, what do you make of this whole situation? And if I were to push you to the wall and say, who do you think is at fault here? What would you say?
Well, at this point in time, I'm not sure whether we can truthfully or with any measure of certainty say that anybody's at fault because we don't know both of them. Now, this is a guy that before he ever became Oni, I think his last trip was coming over to Canada here as Oni. And I didn't go for the gala stroke banquet or whatever because, you know what, it didn't make sense. I'm not shelling out $250 per person just to eat jollof rice. I don't care if he's Oni or not.
Or what?
But I didn't go. But a friend of mine who's an immigration lawyer went, and he got very close with him, and he said he was telling him that the only thing he regrets is that, you know what, as a bobo before he became Oni, he was a towns guy. That he missed going out with his boys, going to clubs and all that stuff. Okay. So that tells me that, you know what, he definitely knew what he was getting to when he picked this Olori up. And if you say, okay, what kind of vetting process did he put her through? You know what? Maybe not much, other than probably, let's see what happens tonight, and in the morning we decide. And I think she must have passed with flying colors. I'm not going to knock Edo Babes, but Edo Babes too, they try.
No, Edo Babes, give it to them. Give it to them. A trial shall confuse you.
What?
A trial shall confuse you. We've had this conversation in this group.
I think they're only second to Calabar girls.
Calabar girls are begging. Calabar girls not get out. See, have we not talked about this before, Rachel? We've talked about the dirty South. Yeah. The South are dastardly. The only thing that the Calabar girls add, I think this is a personal opinion, but this is, let's talk about it as a quick diversion. Calabar girls are very close to their knees. Any small thing, my king, my prince, my darling, have you eaten? A dog girl will curse you. Forget it. The waist work is top notch.
So I think that is a big difference. And a dog girl can give it to you.
Yes.
But that is it. You also better come prepared.
You come
Calabar will do you. Once tank don't empty, she will cook and refill your tank and say, let's go again.
It's not just that. Calabar girls are, I don't want to use the word subservient, but I've seen them even with their sons. Hey, they have pet names that are like my king, my son, as in S-U-N, son, my lord, the men in Calabar land is like, sure, I'll be man again, I've been a god, I've been a witness. They're very, very, so they're fantastic for a man's ego. They do all of that good stuff. Whereas I don't think Edo girls or Delta girls have left that.
I just choke. I'm trying not to choke at all about my son, my king.
No, seriously,
So
they do it.
So basically, I think this Olori was probably someone that was on the top 3 or 4 babes that the Oni was messing around with before he ever, became Oni. Yes. And the moment she probably saw that, you know what, it looks like this guy not only does he have money, but he seems to be destined for something even higher.
Yes.
She probably decided to put her plan in motion and say, you know what, I need to eliminate all competition.
She did die there.
Yes, so.
Died there, and she was ready.
The thing that surprises me is married chicks that you've been stumping, they do them. They now said, okay, you need to go choose yourself a wife because you need to bump bikini, you need to have male hair. You now thought, is the one that you were able to fear for free when she was married to someone that you want to make a wife. What did you think was going to happen?
Do you think he's not going to say to her, oh, sorry, she is not going to say to him, oh, I'm still married, She will say, he beats me every day. Oh, I'm so damn, it's only you that can rescue me from this sham of a marriage. Oh, you don't know what my eye sees every day. Do you think she's going to say, listen, I'm cheating on him with you. Oh, yeah, blah, 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 blah. She's not going to. Who comes out to do that?
Of course she's not going to say that, but she's still a married woman. He knew she was married. I don't care if her husband was cheating her worse than the cheaters, a serial killer or pedophiles in prison. The simple fact of the matter is he knew she was married. Henceforth, she should have been eliminated from that whole list to begin with. But he didn't open his eye. He made the decision with his dick.
You know the problem you are having? You are looking at her like a normal girl. Stella, please tell her about it. Stella, answer me.
Your question.
Stella.
Your question again. Ask her when Miss
Stella. But they say they hold them. Talk to come, Stella.
I'm not to tell you. I will tell you, say, me catch my own when I be 16. So you can imagine, the man never go anywhere.
And you still hold her.
The man never go. So say that tune is top notch. We are adventurous. We don't say no. But that's my king.
I swear to God. I don't girls. They only go when they hear. They're not the hair.
You stand on your hand and carry your leg up. We are like, oh yeah, let's go.
The only thing I don't get will tell you is help me bring that cushion so that my leg will not get sore. Oh yeah, that's all.
Those carpet bones and stuff can hurt a lot. So make sure you put pillow for here, support the back and all that. We are very adventurous. We're cool. We're fun. But
I think so too. So yeah, I think he was held, and I think he gave her the opportunity of a lifetime. I think if right up until the last moment, we know in this country, in the UK, about Anne Boleyn and Henry VIII. She held out. I mean, it was unheard of. Divorce did not happen. Henry VIII invented a whole new religion just to pacify this girl, and she refused to open her legs. She was like, I love you. She would tease him there. I'm sure they would do small touching of breasts. They would do small all this thing, but she still wouldn't go all the way. And when he would have spent 2 hours in her room completely frustrated, he will call meeting at 1 a.m. Say, have you even seen a fun solution to this queen, this Catherine? I said I'd not marry Catherine again. Is there a problem? Can you people go and meet the Pope and tell, if Pope doesn't agree, only me will do my thing by myself. That was in 15 something, I can't quite remember. So we're now in 2,500 years. Vagina is still worrying us in this country. We now have Church of England because, Anne Boleyn, ancient vintage vagina is still our problem till today. So it's
well, you even have to look at the history of what this throne is, the Oni title itself. So even if he picked, I mean, he had sole choice to pick this lady as the Olori. Remember, this is not the throne in England where it's one man, woman. He has every right to marry as many as he wants.
Absolutely.
And that can possibly or will most likely happen in the future. Because you know what? Number one, if she doesn't come up with the hair very soon, well, the pressure will be on him. Like, you need to find somebody else also.
Yes.
You need to prove that you are not the one with the problem.
That you are not the one with the problem, because there's a point where that daughter is going to stop being good enough. No, there's going to come a point where people are like, okay, you've been through how many women now, and none of them are pregnant for you. So yeah, I guess that's why she was willing to go through whatever extremes. We're hearing rumors about a fake baby bump, that she was wearing a baby bump whilst paying a surrogate in India to actually carry this pregnancy for her. This is
but the pregnancy was with whose sperm? With only sperm or somewhere? Because you have to give us the true charge now. How can you go and bring
DNA? Whether it's surrogate or...
She will bring one destinambari with curly hair. One destinambari.
We can use a turkey-based type. A turkey-based type can do the job. That's okay.
Oh yes, and the only is running out of time, because actually what you want is not just to have a male heir, is to have an heir that grows to an age that you can actually hand over the throne to. Because if you give birth and you die while your son is 9 or 10, fights will start.
So in this instance,
Yoruba culture, does it matter?
His son is not going to inherit that.
Exactly, that was what I was going to ask.
Regardless of what age he becomes, because there are other ruling houses also. He came from a different ruling house from the Sijuade. Sijuade has old enough sons.
Yes.
That could have taken over.
My question is this then: what is the emphasis on Arole? Okay, so that when it comes back, so the Arole is the head of that house, is the most eligible person in that royal family, basically, in that royal house. Okay, I got it.
Right.
I got it. Okay, fantastic. So
now,
sorry, go ahead, Rachel.
I was going to say, which definitely would not have happened, our Ito would not have been our queen in the Edo side, it is imperative that our Oba gives us an heir, even though I think he has one already. So because we only have one ruling house.
Yes.
So which all is of why your the son of the last Eridwad became the king, became the Oba.
Okay, so unless anybody has anything else to say, I would like to I would like to close on the Olori, and we'll watch how this folds out, because he's denying that there's any problem. We'll wait and see if on his next official visit, if she's standing beside him. I've said it. He's not angry. He's not angry. That's why he wasn't angry with Akiolu. Look at what finally happened. Now, we did.
Trust me, even if he's angry, you're not going to read it on his face. I think he's a very good poker player.
He's a very good
poker
player.
He's the kind of person that he could be angry with her, but at the same time still go out to, public events with her.
Yes.
But when they get back home and they throw out all the regalia and everything, and that one says the air, she'll be like, stand the air.
But this is where we're at, Dolapo. They're saying he doesn't want, right now she's living in Lagos and not in Ife. So she went to beg Obasanjo that she's not even in the palace. So this is not a matter of poker face, marry another person, this is this. The news is, which is the news he's denying, but the news is he has put her out of the palace, that he's not, I don't want you. You're not Olori, you're not nothing.
You see, I don't know why people don't learn or how do they say in Yoruba? Now, if my wife, for whatever reason, me and her get into a toughie or whatever, and she's angry, and let's say I have the power, which I don't, to tell her to get out, and she'll not decide that she's the only person that can actually come and beg me so I can rescind my position will be Obasanjo. Obasanjo is a pervert.
Yes.
Obasanjo.
Also, if my wife brings up, I will ask you Ibolotimo. Like, I can't even imagine.
Both of them, we have to answer a lie detector test about the time they spent together.
Yes.
Exactly.
Because
how were you able to convince OBJ
to come and beg?
She bucking him.
She has rubbed his belly. Team rub belly. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. So let's move on. Let's move on. Let's see what happens. I, for one, I'm on the one hand, I feel like this monarch is the first Yoruba monarch I've known and respected. Sujuade was already on the throne when I was born. Sujuade sat on that throne. He didn't step one foot out of Nigeria. He didn't do anything, to my knowledge. He didn't do anything for the Yoruba culture or the Yoruba people. This king has been dynamic. He has traveled. He's taken this. When he was in the UK, people were prostrating on the ground outside on the streets. The procession to get to where he was actually gonna there was a lane of reeds that he attended and everything, and Yoruba people were outside. They were all in white. People were kneeling down, praying for a blessing from the Oni. I mean, it's amazing that white people are looking on and like, but this doesn't even look anything like Elizabeth. There's like, no, not your own leader, our own leader, our own personal leader. So and for him to, with the exception of this issue, to be blemish free, to be actually dynamic. He speaks in Yoruba at these meetings, at these exhibitions, you feel a pride to be Yoruba. You feel like, hey, let's people not say we just know how to do credit card fraud or we just know how to do whatever. There's actually pride. There's actually a lot to be said for being Omodua. There's a lot to be said for being Nigerian. There's a lot to be said for royalty, a royalty that maybe this country does not necessarily understand. So he needs to sort this out. If he's still with her, give her Bele and let us see a united front. If he's not with her, let her go and pick a nice young girl, 24, nobody knows her name, nobody, give her a year's supply of Tura cream, let her be bleaching to the color you like, and let us all have peace. We cannot, continue with all this allegedly. Something is clearly happening in that palace. So the sooner you let us know so that we can forget the scandal and actually deal with pride, the better. Basically, that's how I feel. Now, we're gonna move to the topic that I wanna really talk about. Dalapo, what were you going to say?
No, I was just going to help you conclude that. I'm not sure whether people, maybe as a guy, that woman, when I see her picture, I see her face, they fear me.
He's strong. She
has that look like that is someone you don't to mess around with then be snoring next to.
Thank you.
You're not good.
Thank you. And she been
you're not good.
Rachel, let me talk my final thing on this girl. She looks like somebody that will know Jasmine house. That is what I think.
Mm-hmm.
She looks like somebody who is like, the thing I want you to do, you will still do it. She looks like somebody that she doesn't need sat nav to get to Babalawo's house. She can reach there by herself. That is what I feel.
Baba is hospital.
Benny.
Oh,
Mimi. I didn't know you two. You will say so. Okay, now that we've got that out the way. So, we're about to move on to the next suspect for tonight. If you'd like to join us, the telephone number you can call for the UK, please dial 0330-998-1261. For the US, that number is 712-770-4032. Niger people, fall in on 014405024. Access code 264812. Press that hash key and we're good to go. Let us talk about Amara. Oh my Jesus. Amara Blessing Nwosu, aka...
Please start from the beginning. Who is she? Because I don't know her.
No problem. Nkirika, you're lost. You that I said is you that's going to lead this praise and worship that we want to do. Okay, wait first. Amara Blessing Nwosu, aka Amara anyway.
Oh, she's the one married to Francis Van Laer.
She is the one married to Francis Van Laer. So let me Rachel will give it to you. Rachel will give it to you now, since Nkiruka has not rehearsed all her hymns.
I'm not. Let me.
Rachel, give it to them from the beginning. Give it. Finish it.
I should try. Amara is not one of my favorite people because our policies are in opposite direction. Amara is one of the prayer room, prayer warrior people. Submission, put your head down. You must do everything possible, even if they are killing you, to keep your marriage intact. So me and her, I popped into that Facebook page. If you remember, there was the one that the pastor was holding breast.
Oh, no. No. Start from the beginning. So she is before there was makeup or breakup. She's a
life coach.
Yes, she's a life coach.
Relationship
counselor.
Expert.
Mm-hmm. I've got it.
And her sole goal is to preserve relationship to the glory of God.
Yes.
Except that Miss Amara is apparently now 2-time divorcee.
So she was married. She was married, left her husband with 4 children. No, she left with the 4 children. No, he is somewhere wherever he is. Then she rebranded, repackaged, remodeled herself. She is now a life coach, like Rachel says, which I'm finding this in two voices, because some people are saying she is always advising people to leave their husband. She is always advising people to leave their husband, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, the fact of the matter is this thing is not play a game. She has a phone line. People can call. She charges for consultation and counseling. She has a website called Amara Official, and we were on our own. We kind of know Francis on Facebook. He also is a kind of like he doesn't go so far as to call himself a pastor, but he certainly portrays himself as a man of God, a spirit-led individual who puts God in front of all things. Although he'll be going, spirit-led, and then he'll make a completely off key comment about breast disease or something else. Or
is it the same person that I've seen?
Yes, he's like this. He has a very serious dual personality thing going on, because I knew him from olori-wuraola.com, where he can be very graphic. And then he will leave there, he will say Psalm 24 verse 7 rightly tells us that this is it. I'll be like, Uncle, which one you did? And Shabina Toto, pick one. I don't mind, but pick one and stay in your lane. So that said, we were on our own. No, these 2 people said they met themselves, they love themselves, they would like to get married. She was living in Nigeria. He lives in America. And as time went by, she moved herself and her 4 children over from America. They got married in, neither of them are children. They did
Were they living in the States?
I'm sorry?
They were living in the States, Abby.
He was. She came to join him.
He relocated them.
Oh yeah, wait, come. Let me tell you something. So that's how I was on my own. You know how I used to go and I mind my business. Somebody now gave me one gist. This is Tete. Somebody gave me this gist. They said, this Francis Seth, Onilowo Dimeru, Insef get 1 or 2 that he ran from Nigeria, had some legal whatever issues. Not a druggie, but he a deal gone wrong, or he tried to buy something that wasn't his to buy, or he presented false papers or false documents or something, some kind of 19 thing, Sha. But okay, I know exactly what Dolapo is referring to now. There was a post on Bumiola-Bode. I can't even remember what the topic of the post. Bumiola-Bode.com used to be a relationship. We talk about families. We talk about, being married and stuff like that. And they always pose questions and things like that. And I can't remember what the post was about, but I saw one day Francis wrote like a 3-paragraph missive about having sex with your wife before she goes to work. So he was saying that one of the memories that he remembers the most, he once used to have a girlfriend or something that didn't used to wear knickers, and that's whether she likes it in the morning new, whether it's him that likes it in the morning new, I can't quite remember. Something with a big something conflicts, Sha. But between the 2 of them, they will be opening leg in the car that she'll wind down, and then he'll be putting his fingers and everything. This is a Francis that half of his posts are always like, Jesus said, what would Jesus do type of thing. So we're like, bros, is it like that the thing is doing you? No problem. So yes, I think I know what Dolapo is talking about now, that he certainly has a side of him that is very carnal. At the time these two people got married, Amara Van-Nwosu, who became Amara Van-Leer, gave Linda Ikeji a whole write-up. I'm looking at it here. It's dated 13th of October 2014, where she says, she goes on about how she didn't like him at all in the beginning, how she was like, oh, this one thinks he's Mr. Americana, that it's Americana I've not seen before. This one, he kept pestering me, blah, 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 blah. Initially, I saw you as one of those men. It took me several months to fight my spirit that was leading me to you. In fact, I told you straight to your face that I didn't like you, but you simply, without struggle, told me that I am your wife and I can go wherever I like, but I must come back to be your wife. Blah, blah, blue, blue, blah. You make me glow like a child. God used you to restore my glory and my joy. My mom recently looked at me and all she could say was, this is my daughter Amara. This is that girl that I knew. Words cannot express how much I love you, and that's why sometimes you just see me staring at you without a word. I never knew it could be this way. I have a reason to glorify the name of Jesus Christ. So already, this is someone that, me reading this, I'm like, I hope these two people break up. I really do. I hope this marriage fails. I can't wait for this marriage to fail so I can say, Anyway, moving on. So,
Just
be that as it may. So, this is how we were just minding our business. She was doing her thing. In fact, a few weeks after they got married, the internet broke because Mr. and Mrs. Van-Leer put up pictures of him standing behind her, grabbing her boobage. 2 hands, as in 2 hands full. He held everything.
Grabbing.
This is what they call the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence. The violent possessed it by force. He possessed this thing, and as if it has never been possessed before. People came out, people were like, oh, people listen to you guys as spiritual leaders, as religious people. This is not right. This is not this is not that. And they were saying, listen, we're married. The marriage bed cannot be defiled. Is it not my thing I'm grabbing? I'm legally married, blah, blah. That, everyone had something to say. They were completely unrepentant. They were grabbing her from behind. She too, she was smiling from the front. So, they went on, I imagine they went on being married, they went on being happy or not happy, I don't know. And there was nothing until 2 days ago, we heard from Francis, wasn't it, Rachel, that broke the news first.
Yeah.
He said, Israel, as I'm here, so he's obviously on some kind of pilgrimage to Israel. Yeah. So he said, oh, crikey. He said, as I'm here, I hope I find some peace and God helps me with, whatever it is I did to this woman. Oh, yes. So this is what he said. As I arrived the Holy Land, I told God to vindicate me for my decision to go my separate way, for I have not done anything wrong to her and her 4 children to be treated the way I have been for the last 2 years. I still believe my peace and joy is out there and she will show up one day. So this was the first shot fired, the first sign that something was wrong or something, this was about 3-something a.m. in the morning. Everybody was like, no, it can't be. Oh, he must be talking about his ex. Oh, no, it can't possibly be this one. It can't possibly be blah, 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 blah. You guys, no, I know you people will fix it. God is in your marriage. Yeah, it's people like you that I looked at to even get married. Or some other people said, it's people like you that I looked at that I hoped I'll get married. Now there's no hope for me. So you're hoping to get married because you saw booby grabbing. It's all right. So, of course, people were still guessing and guessing and guessing and guessing. And then, boom, ting, here comes Amara, Igbo girl on a good day. She doesn't have time for you people's wahala. She changed her names from Amara Van-Leer to Amara Blessing Nwosu. And she says, dear family, I know you'll be shocked to hear this, but this is to officially let you know that reverting to my maiden name was my choice. Excuse me. Mr. Van-Leer and I will no longer be husband and wife as from the 16th of October 2017. This auntie is not playing. She gave you the date. Don't ask me what happened. Just know it's for my good and the good of my blessed children. And if you can, please thank God for my children and I. Keep sending in your questions and let Yahweh be glorified. NB, so nota bene, please desist from telling me what they say about me. Believe whatever you choose to believe. What matters to me is what God knows and what He says. And since my family is in support of this, I am fine. Don't forget, when life throws you lemons, make lemonade out of it. There's no stopping Amara. Stay on top and keep praying for me.
Hey, hard chick. Jesus. Okay.
I mean, I am in my feelings and I'm trying to hold myself. But
Hold yourself, please.
let me hold it. Bimbo, you can come in. Okay, then should I read this? No, let me let Bimbo go, then I'll read this part. Okay, Bimbo, go ahead.
No, it's not only me that thinks that the reason she's leaving him is he's into some kinky shit. Like, he likes...
It's only you, Carmen. Carmen, it is only you. Carmen, it is only you. Carmen, it is only you.
I think so.
Where did you see peace inside what she wrote now?
Or shit on, or something like that. I think that's what it is. He has to be peeing on him on a regular basis. She didn't want to do.
They are 2 years into the teen. She must have figured out all the teen. She must have done all
Stella, help me beg this dancing. Huh?
She thought
she just got a green card. She got a permanent green card. Let me tell you, they removed the restriction on a green card. That is all that happened.
Simple. Thank you, my adult princess. Moving on, let me go to Nkirukama. Tell me, Jerry, what do you make of all these people then?
This girl. Wait, she did no waste time. She just gone straight back to Amara. Before the divorce is final, she has gone back to her maiden name.
Yeah. You didn't hear what Rachel told you just now?
Yeah, I heard. I'm shocked. But that marriage, did you guys think that marriage was going to last? Really?
I mean, on the one hand, I kind of thought it would. Let me tell you why. Not because of any kind of relationship counseling, not because I think they have any secret code to marriage or they have any keys to success or anything. I actually thought it was going to last because these are no longer children. I don't think either of them married for the sake of love. I think he saw this fine girl and everything. It was like, now you go kill me in this old age when I day. Bring them. Any angle you want to bring them. I won't die. I mean, talk so I'm ready to die. And she saw a way out, first of all, of being a single mother and whatever. So I thought it was a marriage of convenience. I was under no delusions of the sort of marriage that it was. But I thought, as long as we both know what we want, you are taking what you want out of it, and I am taking what I want out of it. Ceteris paribus. And also, I thought... Sorry, go ahead.
No, as Rachel said, she has got her green card because he brought her out of wherever she was with her 4 children. He has 3 of his own, there's 7.
Yes.
So he brought her out of what she was. She's conveniently waited, the year has gone. That's 16th of October 2017. If you go look
counting it. She's counting it on calendar.
If you look well, una go see say her paper is actually has probably come through, and maybe just 2 weeks after, or is the day before it will come to an issue balance the divorce. Because they said she married at 17.
Yes, the first marriage.
Of convenience at 17, and she was in domestic violence, and she left at 31. How old is she now? Is she still not 32?
No. She was alone. She was alone for 6 years, apparently.
In fact, you didn't say all this. It is the Holy Spirit that is revealing all this to you. You are a blessed woman. And your blessings shall go on and on and on and on and on and on.
I'm claiming it. Amen.
Because this is not something that ordinary people will come up with as what they see. This is ridiculous, but
she ain't right.
You know what? Right. Like we said, bros, won't know what thing go find.
Simple. Yes, so.
And the thing don't bite them. Simple. You went and looked for someone much younger because you wanted to, rejuvenate your blood again. instead me find someone who be say if you sit down they watch sunset.
And the bike thing go hard. The bike thing go hard because if you say me pay child support.
Wait, her kids, are they old enough?
I don't know, but they're not.
If he was able to file for them and bring them over, that means they are still minors, or they were still minors.
Yeah, but I mean, if they're over 18, you can't compel child support for anything.
If they're over 18 now, but I'm thinking some of them might not be. If they're not,
that's what. Okay.
If he chop that thing.
See how man, you want to for wahala for it. You just take your own hand, do yourself. You have raised three beautiful girls who are grown and are out doing very well on their own. Now you are now going back to the portion of not paying child support. For what? This trip that he's on, I think the man is just trying to find it. He doesn't even know that he's on a trip because he's gone to London, from there to Russia, from Russia to Israel. The man is just gallivanting right now. He doesn't know what's happening to him.
So, not digressing, but just asking. I beg. That man, he looks Igbo. Am I right or wrong?
Francis, I think
he looks. But the name is very odd.
How who named Van-Nwosu?
No.
Unless they tell us.
No, that is it. That sounds like a name that you make up when you probably do your refugee whatever.
Because there's no Van-Nwosu. Yeah, there's no Van-Nwosu in any tribe. Forget even Igbo. Is it Yoruba that has Van-Nwosu? Abi, is it Hausa that has? No, there's no Van-Nwosu. This is clearly not a Nigerian.
We don't have any Dutch link.
Yeah, because we do have English names. We have Bucknor, we have Phillips, we have English names, but Van-Nwosu is not one of the names.
Yeah.
Van-Nwosu.
It's Van-Nwosu, serious Van-Nwosu.
The other one is not making me.
I want to talk about this though.
Man, he looks very old though.
He's not a small boy.
Sorry to him.
Van-Nwosu is probably in his 60s, I would have thought.
Yeah, it makes sense now. It makes sense now. She was going for papers.
Van-Nwosu is easily, that's what I would have said. There is
Rachel, when you talked about when we were on Bumiola Bode and he wrote that comment, in fact, that was probably one of his more tamer comments that he's written.
Yes,
I'm talking about this man can be kinky. He can be very raunchy.
Kinky. Van-Nwosu is kinky. I'm sure he's peeing as they said. As Carmen said, that maybe they're peeing on him or he's peeing on somebody. I don't know who's.
We talked about golden showers then.
Yes. He was all over that topic. He doesn't come out when we are talking about how to raise your kids right or what do you think of public school versus private school. Call whether we should have sex in the morning or in the night. Van-Nwosu will not sleep. You'll be looking at the time like, Bikobia, is it not midnight in America? It never do you. And he will still be there, just commenting away. So yeah, he definitely was very kinky, but then he was always like, he kept trying to show two different sides. Now there is a comment on her wall, and now I cannot find this comment. I can only imagine that she has deleted it because. Okay, so the consensus on her wall, or to this news, hey, don't tell me it's not true. You guys have to fix it. I don't care. Who are the elders in this place? Somebody help us. Somebody talk to them. No, hey Jesus, hey people want craze on top another person matter. This news makes me sad. My prayers with you, Auntie Amara. I'm like, yo, what? There's all sorts of things that God will lead you to a deeper walk with him and you will come out on top. You are going to be together. Nothing will break this marriage. This is the marriage of all marriages. Until one girl came and said, so you can spread other people's news and write other people's relationship problem on your wall. And you think the only thing that you will tell us is, oh, as of 17th of October, this is going to be the end of this thing. Do we look like we are counting calendar here, or we are this? Anyway, you are always so quick to tell people to divorce, so maybe that's why your own is happening like this. So people, and the second this person said it, like, listen, how do you call yourself a counselor and you have 2 failed marriages behind you? You are back to square. You're back with being single with your 4 children, and you feel like day in, day out, you can tell people how to live their lives, how to live their married lives. Not even so. It's like a financial consultant filing for bankruptcy.
Who's always filing for bankruptcy? Yeah.
Absolutely. So that's what this person was saying, that listen, close this page then, because you clearly can't make marriage work. I don't know what you're doing, And then some people came under there and said, God bless you, you spoke my mind. That's what I wanted to say, but me, I didn't want anybody to beat me. Other people came and said, how dare you tell her? She never forced anybody to share their thoughts. She never said anybody. She didn't say that. So who told you she has to share a story? Did it occur to you that she could be going? So there is a certain fragrance in the air that wants to look brainwashed, that wants to look occultic, that wants to look like our leader can do no wrong. So let me ask 2 questions. So the first question I want to ask is, do you think that statement is appropriate for somebody who considers, I'm not saying she necessarily has to tell us what happened or who did what and to whom and at what time, but do you think that, was it enough for someone who has followed, for someone who claims to help, try to help people with their marriages, with that people come when they are down and out, and you're like, this is the date, I'm going to be single? Because for me, what really bothered me, and I'm just saying this, but you don't have to feel the same way. Just thank God for my children and I. Thank God, she's whipping up sentiments like, dear lo, cool, dear lo. It's almost she wants to give off air without telling us anything, as if there was violence involved, as if there was some kind of domestic abuse involved. And if you can't, just be thanking God for my children's life. Just be thanking God for me and my children's life. I find that comment very... You either want to talk or you don't want to talk. And if you don't want to talk, that's entitled, but you do owe your followers, because of the line of work that you are in, an explanation of some sort. This is what I was saying about the Buhari thing, where we're saying about, he doesn't need to say the nature of his illness. He doesn't even need to say, this is what doctor said, this is not what doctor said. But you do need to give a press release of some sort, some kind of brief, some kind of whatever the case may be. Do you people agree with me that she has to do that? Do you think her statement is just completely enough and she doesn't owe anybody anything? Because as soon as she posted that, then I think about 3 hours later or 4 hours later, she went back to the next thing we saw on her wall is, hi, auntie, if you can help me, please. So obviously she's got lots and lots and lots and lots of stock of inbox of these messages. So she was just posting them every hour, a new one. So this post has gone down, 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 down. She continued business as usual. Do you think, first of all, that somebody with 2 failed marriages and 4 children out of the first marriage has any business being a relationship counselor? And do you think she owed her followers any kind of explanation other than the one that she gave? Let me start with Bimbo.
Hi. Okay. Oh boy. Relationship counselor. Wow. Okay. She was married for 1 year, right?
18 months, yes.
The second one.
No, 2 years actually. 2 years. 2 years. 2 years.
2 years. Okay, She managed 2 years. It's all right. Do I think? Yes. I think considering her line of work, again, it comes back to the analogy you used about if you are a financial advisor or a financial expert or a financial manager, and your ass is filing for bankruptcy every Tuesday, then something is seriously wrong. It's either you don't know how to do what you preach, in which case you expect me to follow what you say,
but not what you do.
You're not even strong enough to do it yourself. Or you really are shit, and why am I listening to you?
Yeah.
So in that instance, personally, I don't think she needs to tell anybody what went wrong in her marriage. I just think she needs to stop that line of work. And anybody who's still sending her their business is an idiot. But then, considering what the response on her wall was, there are a lot of idiots. So I'm not surprised. All the people that are using her marriage and are saying, which elder can we call to her? The husband is an elder. Why are you looking for somebody else to come and enter?
The husband is a pensioner.
He's a pensioner. What is this elder they are now calling? So all of this is just, you know what? It actually poses a bigger question for me in terms of, are people that dense? Are people in the real world that fucking dense that it is her marriage that they're using as a guiding light? Yes. Huh? I can understand someone like, okay, maybe Will Smith and Jada. They both, he'd been married before, he had a kid. But frankly, how long have they been married now? That you hear rumors and everything where maybe it seems like he went through a difficult period, but they still make it work.
Do you know, sorry to interrupt you, do you know what you are, Amara? A superhero. Thank you for not dying in silence. May God heal you, sister. Another one. I trust you to come out of this with your head high. With your head held high. It is well with you and your children. Oh, your joy is paramount, my sister. The Lord will glorify his name in your life and in the life of your children. Victorious Amara. Amara, may you reap all you have done in other people's lives and marriages. Thank you for all your help. Amara, the Lord bless your decision, sister. Who can thwart the purpose of God? May the lemonade be sweeter than ever. Continue to be strong like you always are. That's just 4. There's 2,000 comments on this, and
I found something interesting on her. No, go on. Sorry,
this makes me worry. It makes me seriously worried about the life of people out there, because frankly, it just what the thing is, so the way I see it is, I don't think I'm that particularly a smart person. I don't think I'm a genius smart. I think, I do quite well. So when I see people, average people, that can't even think half of what I think, I'm looking at them like, you must be dense. How did you not see it? It is so obvious. Look, this is a woman who, basically, it just accidentally happened that she's a counselor. And people tell them all their stories and everything. And now her marriage is broken down the second time.
Listen, if I say to you, if you come to me and you say to me, Rachel, I don't know what to do. This guy, he has been beating me. But you know what? It's been 2 years. My family knows him. I know his whole family. This one. His mother calls me, mommy, kiriko. I don't know what to do. But the last one that I did, my eyes swollen, blah, 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 blah. And I say to you, would you please pack your bags and leave? Does that make me a counselor?
No, it just means you have common sense.
Thank you. Continue. I just sorry to interrupt you. Feel free.
No, I'm just saying that it makes me extremely worried that this is a person that people put their marriages in.
Yes.
First off, even all these break or makeup or whatever, when I see little stories there, I really think about it that, are you kidding me? Are you telling me this is the best avenue that you can use to come and resolve something that is that crucial in your whole existence? It's probably going to be one of the big decisions you make in your life. And you come here to get comments from half-wits and dimwits? What is wrong with you? So to me, I cannot believe it. In fact, her marriage breaking down is irrelevant to me because frankly, what else is she going to do? She believes her own hype.
Can I also say about Joro and all the other ones? Joros, they post the questions and then people respond. Amara answers. People respond under her comments. But Amara does she will first give the answer. It is her answer. And then here comes people coming out of the woodwork going, Auntie, you have said everything. What else again is there for me to say? Auntie, your wisdom will never end. Auntie, there's somebody here saying, if Amara's wedding can crash, that means the devil is still working. Any relationship can vanish. That her relationship is the relationship that I know. That there's another one here that says, I feel like crying. You have been my role model all through. Devil, it will never be well with you. Any demon moving about destroying people's homes will surely have a special place in hell. It's a demon. That's where it lives.
Then you stop calling the devil's name every time there's a problem, please.
All I know is God has not done anything yet, but this situation until he says so. So please, be strong in the Lord, because he has the final say. I mean, this is ridiculous. I can't find the topic. I mean, there was one poster And people rushed there. It had about 300, 400. So she's deleted it, obviously. She's deleted any kind of dissent or anybody who doesn't agree with her. Because that person was gaining serious traction. There were people underneath it saying, oh, yeah, I thought it was only me. I didn't want to say anything before. Anyway, let me move on. Bimbo, was there anything else you wanted to add to that?
Rachel wants to say something.
Sorry, who said something, please? Rachel.
Rachel wants to say something. I'm raising my hand.
Oh yeah. Enter the place.
You know, we do not have counselors in the Nigerian community. We rarely have therapists because counselors and therapists do not tell you what to do. They guide you to help you make your decision, be it right, be it wrong. They will show you, ask you leading questions, open your. What we have are not counselors. Mm-hmm. These are make-believe people that are feeding on a gullible. 90% of our community is very gullible. They need people to give them the easy answers. So now that I've established that, how do I set up my own? Because after 16, 17 years, I think I should be in a good position to do this.
Do the one that will make money.
I don't know why people listen. I don't know why people listen to all this. And this is both men and women to listen to whoever it is that they want. I guess maybe they probably go around or maybe on Facebook or YouTube listening to certain people and then they find the one that says what they've already preconcluded in their mind.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. It always I remember I was living in the States where we always had this joke about, when all these people that will say, I'm going back home, I'll go and bring a wife. Because I can't stand all these Nigerian girls in the U.S. And we'll joke and say, well, go and bring her. By the time she spends about 4 days listening to Oprah, you will have a problem.
You are back to what was that, Eddie Murphy? I want half, Eddie. I want half. You go and bring a girl from Africa because all these girls in America are giving you. I want half, Eddie. You can't divorce me without giving me half of what's rightfully mine. Exactly. So you go to Africa, you go and bring a Kunta Kinte and say, hey, this one doesn't know anything. This one, you go to work one day and come back and you say, madam, I'm market. Where's my food? And you say, no food, Eddie. I want half, Eddie. That's the end. As in, it doesn't matter what you say.
It doesn't, and this has been going on for so long. Ladies were listening to Oprah, who was not married, telling them about what to do in their marriage.
Oprah that wasn't married. Beyonce just had twins and founded.
She refused to marry.
Carried a man and put in house as if like almanac. Yeah. Almanac. Use the human being to do almanac. Just use him and put him on the wall.
People listen. It's kind of like me walking going down the streets of Lagos or Ibadan, and some area boy will now call me and say, Omo, I feel show you how you feel make millions. And I look at him like, you said don't make them.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's common sense. So why these people... I just feel sorry for the guys that are in all these marriages where the wives are busy taking notes from Amara. And the guys are probably wondering, what did I do wrong again? Why is she doing this? Not knowing that it's somebody else that is feeding that head with nonsense.
Yes.
Rather than taking your own relationship as totally separate and individual with its own fingerprint that's unique.
And there is nothing wrong with advice. This is happening. There are some things that will supersede. Some things are general. Some things are not just unique to your marriage or to your marriage. If he beats you, he will probably beat you again. If there's some things that are general.
Rachel, you're right about that.
Yes.
You're right about that. You see, I don't condone violence, no matter who is doing it, man or woman. I just don't like it. All right. Yes. So I definitely would not be advising you, telling you, oh, he loves you, that's why he slapped you. How many times did you say slap you? 4 times. Oh, that is love.
That's 4 times. The love is 4 times.
That would have been a problem. Or if it was 5, but because it was even number,
he get meaning. That even number get meaning. Let me tell you, my auntie that they slapped 3 times, they didn't love her. My auntie that they slapped 5 times, he finally killed her. But your own that's 4. No, that's love.
Yes. But remember, when you're not listening to someone that's telling you, what do you mean? You mean before he gets home from work like that, you already have food on the table for him. Don't take that nonsense from him, blah, blah, blah.
Yes,
And you're not practicing that. Meanwhile,
practicing
that
it
has
or
been working in your house.
Exactly.
You didn't make the connection and think that it is maybe because you do these things. Maybe that's why the guy just randomly comes home and decides that at any point in time he's just giving you like.
We are experiencing technical difficulties. You may not hear everyone on the call. You will be prompted when the conference is reconnected.
Me, I know be mumu. I'm in class. Yeah. Stop it now. You don't know what works. Or if you get married and within a year you can't figure out what works for you in your marriage, you have no business getting married, really.
Yes.
Because marriage is not a walk in the park. It's never going to be every day full of I just love you, you know what, you're my joy. It's never going to be that.
Yes.
There will be days where you can still love that person, but at the same time, you know what?
I am not talking
God
to you
help
today.
you if they walk across the street and the car is coming, because the devil can just say, I don't see him.
I don't see him and I don't see him. No, Denny. So,
you know?
That's, yeah.
There'll be days like that.
And also, I think there's also a lot to be said for the way that we used to solve problems, that it was elders and your parents, because they have a vested interest in that marriage working. My mother does not want me. So yes, on the one hand, it may be they'll tell you to stay against all odds, but on the other hand, they will tell you some wiser things like, oh, next time you want to mashibai shesuru or whatever, what have you. So let me just check. Is everyone back in the studio? We had a bit of a technical difficulty. I can definitely hear Dolapo. If you cannot hear me, please hang up and sorry, I say if you cannot hear me. If you're speaking right now, I can't hear anyone except Dolapo. Please hang up and dial back in. Oh, Bimbo, thank you. Hi. Is Rachel here? Okay, so I think Rachel and Nkiru, the technical issue affected them, so they're just gonna join us back in the studio very shortly. So I'm curious, do you think she's allowed to have a broken marriage or not have a broken marriage? What's it concern me? She's not married to my brother or my uncle or my grandfather, because this man is definitely somebody's grandfather. But I guess I'm getting to whether the person is Nigerian, Greek, or from the outer reaches of Uranus. Can someone be a fit marriage counselor if they've been divorced twice? Someone just joined me. Is that Nkiru?
Yes, I'm back. Hi.
Okay, fantastic. Hi, thank you. Sorry, we did have a slight technical issue, but we're back in.
I thought it was me.
No, it's not you, darling. Sorry, Dolapo, you're about to say something?
Yes, you see, just because she's divorced or twice divorced now, we can't say conclusively for now, does not mean that she cannot give advice. Yes. But considering the fact that what she's going through at the moment is her current situation, absolutely. What she should have done at that point in time is to say, you know what, I'm going to need to take some time off. Mm-hmm. So I can find myself in this. Not just go ahead and make a couple of statements on your Facebook page and then go back to giving advice. Whatever advice you're giving at this point is coming from a point of hurt. Yes. It's coming from a point of vendetta, and I won't trust anything you say.
Yes, I love this so much. I'm just going to reblog this. So let me go over to Bimbo. Bimbo, if you'd like to say something at this moment in time, do you think somebody who's been divorced twice has any business being a life coach, a relationship coach, I guess I should say?
No, I don't think they should be. To begin with, I don't even think she should have been a coach
to start
in
with.
the first place. I just think she's not qualified. However, it's not everybody that needs to be trained for what it is that they do. But the simple fact of the matter for me is, even in her statement that she made, she didn't come across like someone who knew how to talk about a relationship. She insinuated like, the house don't burn down, or something like that. But nothing around the fact that, this is going to be a difficult period for me.
Yes.
I know you people want to comment and everything, but please just give me this time. That whole thing of, what, raw moment too. Right now, everything is fire. So just give me breathing space. Let me do this, whatever. Nothing like that. Nothing like that. And it just seems ridiculous. I don't know the woman, and to be honest, she just seems like someone I definitely would not like. I'm trying so hard not to find fault with the fact that she probably is the one that destroyed the marriage, because that guy does not sound like he has all his ducks in a row.
He just needs his 5 a day. He just needs his sex, and he's a happy bunny. He didn't go to her looking for kids. She had 4, he had 3. They were in 2, had graduated. He had 1 baby left in uni, and that was it. He just needed to get his vitamins. That's all he wanted out of life. So I don't see. Yeah, go ahead.
Grandpa sounds very much like someone who felt like, from his first marriage, he's done his bit, kids are grown.
Yes.
Now he's found himself some young fine, and he just wanted to go all buck wild, doing everything he's always imagined with his young man. And it looks like Auntie Amara is not yet up to code on those things yet.
Why I said he wanted the pain on the leg and the shitting on the face.
But this isn't a case of whether Auntie Amara is up to it or Auntie Amara is not up to it. This is a case of Auntie Amara went in for something else. Auntie Amara went in for green card. Auntie Amara wasn't about the pissing life, the shitting, the tying him up. Auntie Amara wasn't about the gimp life or the leather or the Auntie Amara was like, Bobo Yankee, you say for marry, it's all right. No marry now, nothing did there. The small thing. A small thing. So I mean, I just think,
agree.
and for me to have such a thought about somebody who purports to be for me to, and this is not even someone I know, so this is not like bad belay. This is not like I have some type of feeling about her, or I've been wishing her bad before or what have you. This is just like. The timing is just too perfect, coincidental. The lack of remorse, the fact that you didn't miss a beat, you didn't take a step out of your daily life, you didn't sit to grieve, you didn't go off Facebook for a while, you didn't say, oh guys, just give me a minute, I'm going through stuff, there's some personal things. You did not miss a beat. Lets me know that this is just CODB, cost of doing business. This is just business as usual for you. This is just marry, tick, stay small, tick, take picture of him grabbing breast, so that immigration will know his love, tick, stay a little while, tick, bring the children so that at all, na him bad pass, then self go collect passport, tick. This is, sorted. 2 years. She didn't add an extra day to it. And then she comes on to say, oh yeah, by the way, I'm sorry, did I not mention? Yeah, we're done here. So, don't come back telling me, don't tell me nothing. I don't want to hear anything. I should tell you people, blah, 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 blah.
Can someone forward what her statements to American immigration, please? Maybe they can revoke the green card.
Yeah, very bad.
That's what I want. That's what I want. That's what I want.
Mr. Van-Nwosu would have to withdraw, because I'm pretty sure Mr. Van-Nwosu has written the letter for them to remove the condition on her green card.
But he doesn't have to withdraw. She made a public statement. They can legally investigate. Was this all
not let Trump Don't bring her to Trump's attention. It's not good.
Why?
But that's what I want to say. I want to bring her to Trump's attention.
If she's contravening the whole thing, please bring it out, though.
Please, I can't wait. I just wanted to go back home so that if it's If it's really that, oh, you are really, really tired, or that it is just that the marriage didn't work, then this green card shouldn't pain you at all. You should be more hurt by the fact that the love of your life is no longer the love of your life. Take your 4 children, take your ass back to Oshodi Isale, and let's all have peace. So that this noise on Facebook is too much. I think it's too much data that is causing all these things. I mean, you know, what is it?
It's MTN that causes it, and it's Salat and all of them.
And an inferiority complex. A country full of people suffering inferiority complex.
Absolutely.
I don't know who is listening to someone that maybe she barely passed WAEC and telling me she's relationship expert.
Thank you.
She passed WAEC now. How do you think she passed WAEC at 17?
That she managed to be in husband's house.
Exactly. Which WAEC? She didn't show up for exam.
She didn't show up. Maybe
she was suffering D when they
why is Stella Carmen like this? Why is like this? Why is like this?
He was suffering D when they told her to go and do exam. Yeah.
So this is a comment.
Like
This is a comment. This is a status update that Francis actually put up on his wall, although he then pulled it down not long after. I'm just going to try and bring it up. I have so much love to give. And then I read her story and I was touched. And I said to myself, I will be her comfort and provider. Then she sent me this beautiful vow of love by email and I just kept reading. 5 persons relocated from Nigeria to live with me, and I played my role providing for all expenses at home, sometimes at a great difficulty as I went from a single man paying 50,000 a year university fee of my last daughter with 1 year left in university to being a married man now carrying the burden of 5 teenagers with a 10-year university spread. 5 extra persons with additional school fees. Then one day, in the course of an argument, I got stripped naked by her in front of her children over nothing while trying to leave the scene of an argument. And another scenario played out that her daughter slapped me. Then I started wondering, why would someone who preached physical abuse by her ex be violent, and why will her daughter be violent? What if I'd also been violent to retaliate? Excerpts from my book, Life in My Adopted Country. So this one self is on his hustle. So now this is funny because she hinted at, thank God for my life, thank God for my children's life, blah, 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 blah. But he's come out to say she's actually been the violent one. She and her children are violent. So what do you think of this laundry washing as a whole? I mean, until nobody knows what happened in that home, nobody knows. What do you think of, when you remember there was a meme that they were saying, if I pay 100K for Ashwebi, just know that I'm a shareholder in that marriage and I need quarterly reports of what is going on and everything. Do you think certain people who package themselves as certain things owe us an explanation to what is happening? Do you think she owed her listener, her readers or whatever, any kind of explanation? Do you think, what do you make of this launch? Why are we out here reading all this nonsense and everything? However good it might be for bloggers and gossip and everything. Is this where we're at today? Is this, our relationships lived out in front of social media? If they come to us and say, oh my gosh, I love him, he's the love of my life, blah, 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 do they owe us an explanation when they're breaking up? Nkirika, what do you think?
This is my pain. If you don't want us to mind your business for you, don't let us know. Mm-hmm. Keep it to yourself. But if you bring it out in the public eye and throw it out there in the atmosphere, if shit goes down, everybody wants to know. Yeah. It's just the way it is now. It's human nature now. You'll be like, what happened? This thing just got together last year. Hey, are you serious? Who won't gist about it now, really? Who won't gist about it? So I'm sorry, if you put your life out there, don't expect people to just pretend like you don't exist. No, we will get involved. Even if it's just a 5-minute conversation or, or I send someone a message on WhatsApp, hey, have you heard Amara has broken up with her husband?
The funny thing is, you can actually have a 5-minute conversation with on a regular person. Did you hear so and so broke up? You'd be like, marriage of which day? It is almost always sympathy. Why do we hate? Let me tell you one of my favorite. In fact, I saved this thing. I framed it. When I grow up and I have small money, I'm going to take it and put it on tapestry, and I'm going to hang it in my house. When Tiwa, is it Tiwa Savage? Yeah, whose husband nearly tried to commit suicide or claimed he was committing suicide. Yes, there was a comment on Instagram. My favorite comment in this life. No other comment can beat this comment. Somebody said, "At your age, you know if you commit ordinary suicide. You came to social media to tell us that you kill yourself if TY refused to stop cheating. Shame on you. Oh. That's why I like the whites. They won't announce it. They'll just commit the suicide and rest. Now you're telling us first, as if your suicide will bring down the price of petrol in Nigeria. Please spare us your marital problems. After all, when you, as in the savagery is unfuckwithable. Spare us the marital problems. After all, when you wedded, you guys left us here and went to Dubai to wed, so that we, the common people, will not come and eat jollof. Now, when you get problem, you will no one carry and go Dubai, Abi. You fit swear, say you never cheat on Tiwa Savage since you guys got married. Your wife cheats, you carry matter, come Instagram. Now we be customary courts, nonsense and jabberjances. I'm like, it's like this uncle was angry before. So, but this is my point. Like, if you bring it to us, we're gonna have an opinion.
Yeah,
and the opinion will not favor you, because when they get, Nigerians don't even get engaged before you hear, no, you see my opinion. No, you won't understand because you are not married. No, I love him, and you know this love is unless you did not know. Unless you did not know Tonto Dike before, when she was going to marry this guy, who she not cause? She caused everybody. She not cause what's the name of that auntie? Black girl with big hip and big. What's her name? That's always doing.
Mercy Johnson.
Mercy Johnson. God bless you. Cost Mercy's generation saying, "Oh, you stole someone's husband, or you did this." When the proud fell, and she tied her own hair tie and did a Tiwa Savage and tried to do interview and everything. Mercy was the first person she went to beg. She said, no, say na so the matter be, oh. So this is what you people are calling marriage. Mercy was like, look at they laugh you that time, because for your mind, you don't talk big word. Now, you see, I give God the glory. You know Mercy now, petty as you like. I give God the glory that my marriage is still standing. God will still restore you, my sister. Don't worry. So, like, they put it out.
Sorry.
Go ahead and
I wanted to keep something on Amara. I was reading something up about her where she was saying, I have 4 boys. Listen to this. So this is someone that got married in 2014. This comment was made in 2013. Wait.
Okay.
I have 4 kids, 2 boys and 2 girls. They are now with me because the court gave me custody of the children. I spend about 1.2 million every term for their education because my ex-husband has never contributed anything for the children's upkeep since we separated about 3 years ago. I don't want to fight him. I have decided to take my eyes away from man and focus on God. So the following year she got married.
In Kiruka. The drug dealer in Ozubulu, he was inside church. Don't forget focus on God. We're all focusing on all the runs girls.
Why now?
All the runs girls in Lagos.
It was cassava that fell on her.
Cassava fall on you.
Banana
very huge one for that matter.
Panna fell on her. Panna fell on her.
Freaky cassava.
Oh, Amara don't throw penalty. We're throwing. It's all right.
I swear.
So, on this note, I think in both cases. So when we say, you know, sometimes it seems like the women are always being blamed, or the women, when the marriage breaks down, it's always the woman's fault, or whatever the case may be. It would seem really in these 2 cases, these 2 women, the Olori could have done better. The Oni tried to make a whore into a housewife, so, you know, there's that. And Amara the blame rests on her only because, not because we know what happened, not because we're in her household or anything, but because she is the one who packaged herself as a relationship counselor. She is the one who purports to tell people what to do day in, day out. And if you are actually in a country, I think Rachel made the point of the fact that we don't actually have counselors in Nigeria, because actually you need training, you need certification. You don't just wake up and say, because you can flap your jaw, you are a counselor. And one of the things you need, certainly in the UK, I don't know how it works in America, but one of the things you need as a counselor of any sort, whether you're a grief counselor, whether you're a marriage counselor, whether you're whatever sort of counselor for children, you must have a counselor, because it is believed that if you are carrying a lot of burden, carrying people's problems with you all day and all night, that will get to you. You're not going to have time to think about your own situation or whatever. Yeah. That is assuming that, this is somebody who even had a problem. I don't think Amara had a problem. I think Amara's marriage went exactly the way Amara wanted it to. I think Amara had an exit strategy. She had a time. She had a date that she wanted it to happen. And it is happening completely according to plan. Fight me. I'm in my house. Come and beat me. It is just it's just too smooth, just too neat, just too remorseless for it to be the end of a marriage that she claims she wanted to work. I don't think anybody gets married at that age after suffering years of abuse to come out of it 2 years later. I think Amara's marriage went exactly the way Amara wanted it to. And I think she's a happy bunny. Good luck, all the best. Say, can you see by the dawn's early? She doesn't even have to come back to Nigeria. She's good. She will find another. If she has the same Jasmine as Olori, she will find another husband. I'm not saying that happened there.
Yep.
So she'll be alright.
One will be her soulmate too.
Rachel, all this the fine husband. We still the way too.
I don't understand. I think I will leave this Jesus and go to Jasmine's house. I'm not doing again. I don't get
that time. I don't have time for that.
I need to put a goat by a junction or something.
Sort us out, man. The laptop.
Yes.
Yes.
The laptop say yes.
Both of you.
What's he quiet about?
You see how quiet we both are. Like, okay now.
Imagine.
Bring husband now.
No vex. I dey try multitask here.
I don't even need you to bring husband. I know the solution. Nkiru, daybreak tomorrow, Jasmine. No long thing. Daybreak. Do you have white? Something like a white dress or white blouse? Now white's the
white knicker.
No problem. We are good. Okay, so thank you so much. We are at the end of the show. Thank you so much. I had a blast. Hope you had a fantastic time as well. Okay, everyone, say good night.
Good night, everyone. Have a lovely rest of the week and see you on Friday.
See you on Friday.
Good night, all.
Bye, everyone. Bye.
Good night. Bye.
Bye.